For week after week after week, we now know she was here. A 13-year-old child who somehow vanished while in the care of the province. Noelle O'Soup's remains only finally found in May.
Noelle had been in the apartment deceased for quite a long period of time. And in that period of time, officers had come into the building, like they'd removed another deceased person while there were still two deceased people in the unit for months.
Global News has learned the remains of Noelle and those of a woman in her 30s would only be discovered more than 2 months after the tenant occupying that unit. A man in his 40s was discovered dead himself. His sudden death is not considered suspicious, but that of Noelle and the other female found dead alongside her are, and now under investigation by the Vancouver Police Department's Major Crime Section.
He was found, and then Noelle a few months later. So there is that gap. And of course the family had questions about that. Why didn't somebody do an investigation right away? Why didn't they go through the whole room? It's a small room.
According to sources, the remains of those two female victims were only ultimately discovered by building maintenance staff, not Vancouver police, following months of complaints by other residents of an overwhelming and persistent foul stench.
Cause like, oh, it smells like death, but blood has a strong sense. I was having a hard time eating. I was just like mortified.
Grace Billiqua, who lives in a neighboring unit, repeatedly raised concerns. Still, the Vancouver Police Department is refusing to release its call records involving this building, refusing any comments altogether on its potential investigative blunder or the identity of the man who lived alongside dead bodies for months, refusing to confirm, even to family, if he's being investigated in connection to these suspicious deaths or any others.
Why was she in the unit with a 40-year-old man or over 40-year-old man? There's no reason for her to be there.
The Office of the Police Complaint Commissioner launching an investigation of its own into the actions of a single Vancouver police officer for neglect of duty.
It seems pretty astounding to me that a single officer is being investigated for negligence when we have heard from easily a dozen people who had interactions with VPD officers and were ignored.
And that includes multiple reported sightings of Noelle in and around this building while she was still alive.
It's so upsetting to think that if maybe one of these people had been taken seriously, that Noelle might still be with us.
An avoidable tragedy left haunting those who loved Noelle and those who never knew her at all.
I feel like I could have done something to prevent that.
And a child who fell through the cracks of a broken system, failed even in death. Sarah McDonald, Global News.